Live, baby.
Yo,
My guy, Chad is in the building, baby.
yes, sir. What's up
What's
with it,
up,
man?
bro?
Cooler, man. Just getting to it. Like we say, like this shirt say, we here now. Win. That's the goal. That's the motto. That's the brand. That's the thing. That's life work right there. So every
What's up?
day,
Where's my hoodie at, dog?
I'm getting you one on the way, man. I'm trying to finalize everything to get the legalities out of the way, man. I seen a China trademark that had something similar, so I'm against that right now. So hopefully, I get that worked out, and it's definitely a go. Following in the footsteps of the mastermind, man. How you
Yeah,
want?
bro. That thing's tough, bro. I love the black gold.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate it, bro. Yeah, definitely. I'm about to ship it out as soon as you want. Get your care package together, the hat and
No,
everything. Yeah, the winners,
no,
sir.
man. Bro. So introduce yourself to my peoples. Let the people know what you got going on and who Chad Glover is.
Oh, 100%, man. Chad, just a investor, been getting to it for consistently a few years. With this real estate thing, I'm an entrepreneur, have a 501c3 that's for the youth, as well as for the adults as well, because it's going to comprise of financial literacy and those things like that. Basically, a husband, father, all the above, just trying to make an impact. My goal is to impact, not really influence. It's just like motivation. Motivation can come and go, but if you got a deeper thing, a drive, right, that's what gonna keep you and can sustain you. That's connected to that why, that overall thing that moves you. So my drive is one that I say impeccable. I always have myself. You want to love yourself more than anything. I think that's a lot of things that's missing in this world. So that's basically me in a nutshell. A little deeper, but I think that'll give you a little surface of who y'all dealing with. Authenticity, transparency, bro.
Talk about that. Talk about the impact. Like
Yeah,
what are you trying to accomplish with that?
my goal, man, is like it's what over 7 billion people on this earth, right? And how can you touch 7 billion people? So therefore, you need, like the old African proverb states, that you want to go far, you need a team, right? You want to go fast, you can do it by yourself. So if I'm looking to impact many people's platforms like yours, it's radio, it's network, but it's the value that you give, right? It's just what go back to motivation for a second. Like I can say a sentence right now that can motivate people, not even thinking about it. But motivation, if you don't tap into that and it don't connect to something higher, which is come from within, what I like to like the spirit, so to speak, then it's
Mhm.
just gonna leave. It's just like not having muscle memory. You go in the gym, you can work out, you can take a few months off, and you go right back into that thing because you trained yourself to do that. Yes, your drive, it's inside, it's innate. So that's what I want to do, man. My impact is want to be one of this principle of don't worry about yesterday, don't worry about 10 seconds ago. If it's something that harms you, just take the lesson from it and add on to what you want to do in the future. Visualize it and really go after it. Because one day we're gonna all leave, 100%. So it's about what you leave when you are. Why you here between that dash? What I like to say, that dash, that born date, that end date. What you did with that dash counts. You know, that's what's
Mhm.
basically. Yeah. So that's
I love
basically
that. Think about it. So your goal is to impact all 7.8 billion people on
billion
that.
on that side, and in some way. You don't have to be me directly. It can be indirect. It can be through
Mhm.
these people that's gonna see this video later on. This because this is forever. So they're gonna come upon Mike Gomez like, yo, okay, Mike will have something happen with Chad, and let me tap into it, and it make have them like, oh, I think I need to do this to help this person, or even they self. You can't say if yourself is not right, you can't help nobody else. 100%. You got to say yourself, then other people. That's why it's about love yourself higher before you can even impart that love out to somebody else or superficial.
Yeah, it's like in the airplane where you take down the mask. They always tell you to put your mask on before you help anybody else. God
One,
forbid the airplane fell down or something, right?
one
Um,
percent.
yeah, I like it, bro. So I have a similar goal as well. I'm trying to take over the damn world, baby. Just like yourself. And
Yeah,
impact is exactly what accomplishes that. So I think what I like to call it is like a tree effect. So if I touch Chad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chad ends up being impacted by some way or some words that I give Chad. Chad goes and gives that to somebody else. They give it to somebody else. It's like a big ass tree.
Right.
Comes down and all the branches just branching off to all 7.8 billion people, which is super dope. But as far as like your message, are you trying to impact all 7.8 billion people with the same type of message?
Whatever they are tapped into. Like me and yourself, we have a common thread of real estate, right? But the
Mhm.
other people just business minded. Other people just want to go to work 9 to 5 and retire and live a happy life, right? So if I can tap into that message right there, not what I do per se, because my thing is lofty. It takes everybody have a purpose, right? You have one, I have one. So that means that we have individual gifts. So if I was to try to push real estate or whatever down your throat, that might not connect to your gift and your purpose to connect and do what you need to do with the person besides you. So that's how you impact them, is by having them to tap into what it is their gift is and then enjoying it. Because the goal is to be happy, right? Money can't do it. It can be some of a conduit towards the happiness, but it has to come within. Look within. So that's the message I want to get out while I'm doing real estate, while I'm doing nonprofit, or all these other business ventures that come under those umbrellas. Just to let somebody tap into that thing of comfort, ease, happiness with self. That's it. If you got $20 an hour or $10 an hour, you content. Beautiful. That's your life. Nobody can tell you what it should look like other than you. So it's about self contentment and happiness with self. That's it. My goal is to have $1 billion and plus because I need that to do what I want to do. If I was just about me, I'm comfortable right now, right? Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed where I'm sitting at.
Mhm.
So it's bigger than that.
Because that serves your purpose.
100%. And I think that's my purpose. I'm comfortable talking about this type of stuff, motivating and getting out and talking to the people and doing things to feed that. So I know that's tied to the gift. Something that comes easy, that's what I tell people. Something that comes easy and is your passion, that's tied to your purpose. That's tied to your gift. Anything that's uncomfortable, you feel like it takes really, really hard to do, that ain't what you want to do. You're doing it to serve some other need, whether it be money or whatever the case may be, you know. But it's not really tied into your purpose. Your purpose don't always be um, money. That's why people leave high end jobs to do lower end things because that's their purpose and their passion. That's what they love to do, you know.
Mhm. No, it makes a ton of sense. This is so funny that we're talking about this because in Marlon's mindset Zoom in the morning,
Mm,
I'm in that every single morning, and we are talking this morning about how important money is,
right.
right? And there are some people in the Zoom who are like, "Yo, money don't mean shit"
Mm,
to some people,
what?
which was super interesting because I mean, everybody on the Zoom is trying to make money. Everybody on the Zoom is an entrepreneur. When you're an entrepreneur, you're most likely trying to make money. That's the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But some people were having a mindset where they were thinking, yo, money's not too important. And Marlon touched on something so freaking dope. Marlon was like, yo, just putting that in your head, like that's cool for other people, right? Maybe other people, like you're saying, they have a purpose of doing something, maybe like Gandhi or something like that. They're
Mm,
driven with purpose, right? But for us as entrepreneurs, we're trying to accomplish that goal of high net worth. If we even put that in our head, it's almost like telling a little kid, right? Let's just say Chad has Johnny as a little kid, and
mm-hmm.
Johnny, right? He tells Johnny, yeah, Johnny's not that important. Just like he says, money. Money is not that important. Your connection with Johnny isn't going to be that strong.
Mm,
So that's what Marlon was touching on. It was a super good analogy that just made a ton of sense. So, like for us, me and you understand Like we're trying to get to the bag.
Got to 100%.
You know what
That's
I mean?
try to be without it, especially in the world that we in. It's something that's needed, but it's about how you attain it and what you do with it when you get it. That's
Mm-hmm.
part of my belief system. What you gonna do when you get this money? Is just for you to hoard, or it's just you to take care of what's around you? Because I believe in somebody higher than me. So therefore, if you and I are connected in some way, how am I assisting in someone else that can benefit from it? Not to be, what's the word, enable that person or that community, whatever, but giving resources to make us all get on this plane. And I think that's why you see a lot of rich guys has wealthy, not rich. In other words, really, really wealthy say that they one of their goals is to give a ton of their wealth away by they pass away because they
Mm-hmm.
understand that thing, one, I can't take it, and two, what's the point, right? Why did I even get all this anyway when I got all this going around me chaotic? It's just like if
Right.
this, and we actually balance each other. If the weaker is stronger, it makes this stronger. It's 100% happening like that. Why you think the wealth is the middle class? It's the middle class pulling stuff up. It can't be the poor, right? Because they don't have the resources. It's the middle class. So eventually the middle class, they, according to them, will be wiped out because of the thinking, right? They just work and get these high net worth type of jobs, some of them, but a lot of them don't invest. So it's financial literacy comes into play to that. So the wealth is shooting up even within the last 2 years on those principles. So that's the type of stuff that I look at and just study, not people that's on my level, because at the end of the day, we can only go so far if you're the smartest person in the room, right? You want to get in other rooms of other people that's more successful, more intelligent, which allows you to think bigger and tap into those resources. So you in turn reach back. That's the whole point to me.
Mhm.
You know?
What are you doing to get in these bigger rooms?
That's why I attend stuff like conferences, masterminds, stuff like that, right? I even bought a course, right? I won't name the course or nothing like that, but I bought a course even though I know the material, literally. I'm in sub two. We are in sub two, and Pace is one of the best that's done this mentorship space. I think I don't know all the mentorships out there, so I'm not trying to uh, say I know them all, but I know 100% that what I'm involved with, you involved with sub two is like none other. So when I got this other course, it's not the course, it's the community. It's this person that I like, yo, I like him. I met him and we done talk one-on-one with me. I like his whole vibe. I like where they're going with and the innovativeness and the network. So now I'm tied to this other whole nother network just from a course, So what that's going to do,
Mm-hmm.
open up a whole nother door, a whole nother access and more people and resources to do what? The overall goal is to impact people. So if I can be in these rooms, they're going to eventually know who Chad is. So they're going to know like all the things that I put out, the things I'm trying to accomplish, they're going to help me accomplish them. So now I can reach out across the board again and do something that was dope. So that's why I get into it. That's one way you can tie into it. You can't. I think education is really, really critical for every level you go to because every level going to require a new version of you at the end of the day. That's why I keep saying we here now. Shout out to Zach Keeps. Now, it's one name I'm going to say on here besides Face Morgan. He gave me the tagline. He said, be present. We was out in Arizona talking. He said, yo, what's that mean? I told him, like, we here now. I basically explaining to him. He said, yo, add be present. I said, whoa, bro, I like it. Because it basically ties into forgetting these lessons or these pains or whatever you just experienced. Embrace the now and be present right there. And what do that ties into? Visualization and manifestation. It always tells you to be aware. It talks about it a lot. Like be aware of what's going on in your head. Because your thoughts is frequencies and they emit, they go, right? Because we are all energy. They can't be destroyed. It can only be changed into another thing or transferred into something else, but you can't kill it. So you conscious of those thoughts. So when he said, I said, bro, I appreciate it. He gave me that. So that's one person out of place that I most definitely want to put out there. Give him his proper due, man. Zach, 100% good dude.
That's fire. Yeah, bro. It's so people you had to pay to get into these rooms, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes people they have like a blocker in their mind where they're like, yo, I don't really want to pay to get in those rooms. I'd rather just go watch on YouTube or something like that to go learn.
Yeah.
And you already did touch on this a little bit, but can you talk about the difference between that?
I think it's cycles, you know, like I think for a mentorship, it's the fast track with your success, learning from that mentor's mistakes. So for an example, if you just starting out, you can go to my YouTube, Wholesaling to Win by Chad Glover. You can go to your YouTube and see your vlogs and see the things that it takes at a day to day. And you can see within mine, I have a course. So you literally can go through and see basic wholesale courses. So now you want to tap in a little further. Once you then soaked up all the information of all these influencers, now you go into mentorships. You get with a community because now it's about those resources. It's the people. So when you have like all of those types of things that you can pay to get into, utilize it 100%. But to start out sometime is a blocker for some people because remember, it goes back to your motivation and drive. If you have drive, you can start out just scouring the internet, getting all the things. You say, okay, I got enough from here. So now let me pay. Or you go ahead and get the deal on your own and you keep leveling up to make you accountable. That's what it comes back to too. You know, I didn't pay this and just to be silent in it. I want to pay, get inside, talk to people. I already got the relationship with the actual owner, right? But it's like all these other people, it's thousands of people inside of here now. So how I'm gonna tap into them. And other resources is meetups, hosting your own hosting meetups or even attending them and getting out to those things like that. So it's definitely beneficial, man, to pay if you have it. You know, if you don't, work hard to get there because it's a level to it and stay in your own lane. That's what I would definitely encourage people to do. Don't look at nobody's success other than just for inspiration, not a comparison, because everybody got their own thing, you know, and definitely comes with problems. They don't look, you know, internet make everything look good, you know, so it's about just tapping into yourself, knowing who you are, and then get into those rooms, and then let your mind, you know, be able to accept and receive all the things that's coming with it. You know, visualization and manifestation is a real thing. It's all tied to prayer. You know, it's coming from everything. So know where you want.
What do you do for that? Do you do anything special, like a daily routine or something?
I make a point, like a like literally a few minutes ago. Actually, you know, even when I was saying it to you, like being aware, right? I was like, making me think at this moment, not let my mind run. Because your mind and thoughts will get to, mile a minute. So I just tap into that, you know, even if sometimes it be a loud noise to make you come back to it. So, but to answer your question, sometimes it's breathing. Like I'm not good with this. One other person I'm gonna say, I'm not trying to name drop on your thing, but it's Jamil Dempsey, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
Jamil, he inboxed me where I texted him, and then he texted me back and he gave me some on meditation and stuff like that. Cause that's what I was tapping into. I want to learn that, you know, cause it's calming effects. Cause it's truly when you look at what we made of and what your body does, you know. I don't know if we on the same topic about the podcast, bro. I'm sorry, but
No, keep going, dog.
when you tap into what your body is, right? It's literally 30 billion cells renewing themselves daily. So we understand our body is made of energy, matter, and all of these things. The one thing that controls a lot of that is your thoughts, right? How you think of yourself. If you're healing yourself, you notice if you're always thinking about one thing, it always comes. Like it literally comes. You can think of a song and somebody that starts singing it. You know what I mean? So that tells you how frequencies and energies are connected. So what I do to meditate, to get back to my room, I empty out, right? Negative anything. Like I truly don't be thinking negative about stuff. It's just not my makeup, right? And I think of the day and the things that I want for that day, right? And then I just get up and act accordingly as if I even got it already. So when I jump way into the future, I can see it. So you got that vision, you got to believe it. 100% that's yours. So that's why you got to be careful who you share it with, right? Because the person you share it with can kill it. It'll create doubt. So your mind don't know what you saying you really don't want. It don't know that. It don't know how to distinguish that. It just hear you talking about doubt or talking about debt or talking about this thing, even though you're saying I want to be out of it. You'll keep compiling debt. The debt won't go nowhere. But if you see yourself free, you see yourself living that life according to what you want to live, resources and stuff will start coming into play. Things will start moving. So your duty is just to act towards it, you know? So that's what I do to get these things. I visualize this house, literally, right? I literally visualized it and then went to a house similar. Like, yeah, it's it. And literally my house looks just like the house I went inside of. You know what I mean? So those are some ways you can tap into it. You go visit things to feel it because you got millions of thoughts every day. But in order to make them come into fruition, of course, is the creator. But it's your actions. It's what you actually feel it. The feeling has to accompany the thought. That's what comes in. Or we'll be getting a million stuff coming every day because you can't sometimes control your thoughts. You gotta stop and be aware at what's going on, you know? So it's kind of how you
Essentially, it's manifesting is what you're talking about.
100%.
So, did you always have that manifesting thing in your mind, or was it learned?
I didn't even, it was there early on. It's just that as you grow older, I learned now that all the things that I've been tracking, I now have a formula in the books of The Secret, in the books of The Keys to the Master Key, all of those things. I've attracted those books to not give me more formula. But as a kid, even coming from where I come from, like my grandmother, just a backdrop had 12 kids, had 13, one passed away when he was little, as a baby. And so that means that it was a huge family with not a lot of resources. So when it's just me and my mom and my sister, my dad, he wasn't there. They got a divorce, so he was, wasn't there present like that. I was basically had to grow up faster, you know. So my mind was like, this ain't it, right? It's just that I know it's somewhere that's greater for me, so I'm gonna keep grinding to that thing. And so a lot of times you do that when you as a kid, as you coming up. From my standpoint, not everybody is different, is that you go off of what's your environment. My environment was urban. So inside of the urban environments, it's just a lot of what is hustling, and my family was basically the ones of that era. So it was easily to say, okay, that's what I see, that's what I know, but I know that ain't it, gotta be more, right? So now as you grow and progressing, you still have a visualization of what you want. Not in this adult state though, right? I didn't visualize this stuff, right? Especially as a kid, you ain't thinking wife, you thinking just this girl with you giving candy to, right? But it was more so like it's something bigger, something greater. I don't know what it looked like, but I know it's coming. So and it always did. I found a way to do stuff. And now at this phase it's the same way. I was way back 10 years ago. I visualized having this thing, but I have no how. I don't know how I was gonna make it happen like that, right? But eventually I got led through that attraction, through that prayer was the Breakfast Club. So I'm looking at a clip of the Breakfast Club online, and I see a guy, Mark Whitten, from Baltimore, and he was like, he basically described wholesaling. And I always used to wonder when I was growing, when I was in the hood and stuff, like, how is they buying all these houses? I'm in the hood. It's like, we ain't doing this. You know what I mean? Who's doing that, right? That's like an anomaly. Like, yo, that's like top shelf, right? So all these, but they were bandit signs. That's what I came to know them to be. So like, oh, whoa, that's what he was talking about. That's what that sign was. So it made me listen to him. He kept saying, yeah, basically get a piece of paper, take it to title. I go get another piece of paper, find a buyer, take that to title, and I get paid $10,000. That's it. I said, that's the one. That's the key. Yeah, 100%. Like I come from from the urban, bro, from the street, and it's like so I can do that and not go to jail. I don't get nothing. Oh, 100%. This is it. So yeah, man, and that's what it kicked off. Mark Whitten, man, that's another name. I don't think of this the end of my name drop on here. I just like giving people credit from who gave me where I'm at, and that's why I speak about pace so much. You know what I mean? Pace is
Yeah, bro. You
uh,
gotta give credit when credit's due.
yeah, 100%. Pace is 100%, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
yeah.
So I like similar to you. I don't know if this is what you were kind of getting at, but I always had that in my brain too. This
Mhm.
manifesting thing. Like I could always manifest some shit. I just
Yeah,
didn't know what the hell I was doing
100%.
until I dug into content and I listened to people like Jamil and I listened to higher level people. And I'm like, yo, wait, damn, I've been doing this. And I
Yeah.
remember somebody brought up manifestation to me before. This is probably like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm like, yo, it doesn't make any sense, bro. Like you got to go do the shit and then it'll happen. We talk screw thinking about it, do it. That was my mindset
Mm-hmm.
until I realized like a few years later, I started getting in higher level rooms, talking to higher level people. And I realized what I was doing my whole life was the manifesting thing. I just didn't, it didn't resonate with me 2 or 3 years ago because it was coming from maybe somebody that didn't resonate with me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then once I started listening to higher level people and what they were doing and how they got to where they were going, I'm like, damn, this makes a ton of sense. And now that I'm conscious of it, then it gets fun. Then writing your goals down every single day is fun because you're
Yeah.
like, "Yo, I'm in control. This shit's a game."
Yeah. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely get that. And I agree with you, bro. It becomes just like you said. It's like you get you smile when you think of them things because you understand it on a whole nother level. You know, I literally just earlier this morning finished the secret again. You know, so I always kind of go back to it, and it talks about that. Just like it just becomes fun. You know what I mean? Like it
Mm-hmm.
literally attract the amount of effort it takes a million, the same thing it takes to get a billion. It's the same thing. It's the same exact formula. You know what I mean? So I don't even think million. We like past that. It's just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
billion. So now the billion you can do this because you understand what $1 million. I'm not trying to sound like high level or none of that stuff like that. I'm me. You know, I'm the quiet, laid back person. But when you get 5 properties, bro, you essentially a millionaire at that point. You got $1 million net worth right there, or your house or whatever. So you can look at that and say, oh shoot, $1 million ain't it. Not for us, right? For someone of the 9 to 5 or 401k retire off of it, perfectly fine. But for me, that ain't the goal, right? I need more to do more. Not for me. If it's about me, I'm done. Like I said earlier.
Because you
But
have a different purpose.
at 100%. So yeah, man, it's definitely fun. It's definitely a thing that I plan out, and look at. Think
You
big.
you write your goals down and stuff too.
Yeah, I actually I started. I always do the first of the year, and then I just tuck them away. Like I'm the type that's funny. Like I can write something down, but I won't. I rarely go back and read it again, right? Unless I
Mhm.
know it's a goal that I need to take off because it's there. It's just like I gotta. Like some people can just speak and it sticks to them. I write it so I can see it like I'm physically writing it, and then I tuck it away, and then it's like sit into my brain, so to speak, and then I just talk about it, right? Put energy out and put that out there so it can return, you know. So that's what I do. I'm getting more so now. I'm trying to get to, and I'm. This is one thing that I'm working on is actually taking sections out of my day, time blocking it like boom, 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 because everything overlaps. I got like too much stuff going on, so I'm
Mhm.
trying to really get to that point of cutoff time. Like, okay, I gotta go, and it'd be hard. Might be something that I'm assisting someone with, and I'm trying to like stick to what I need to stick to. But that's one thing. That's my next goal. That's actually the goal. What I was like thinking, literally to yesterday. I'm about to say today. Yesterday, like yo, I really need to like stick to this.
Bro, it's hard starting out. I just started doing it probably like 3 months ago. And in the beginning, it's super hard because you have people trying to pull you in a bunch of different directions.
One,
What has especially like family members and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna try to pull you in a bunch of different directions, right? So
Mhm.
what I did in order to prevent that from happening, after like a few weeks of being like, yo, I'm still being pulled in a bunch of different directions. Like, how do I take care of this? I time block them first. So now, for example, like my girl knows that, hey, when I'm writing down my schedule every single week, she's number one.
100%.
And that, gives her a high level of priority in my schedule. And she feels as if that's important.
Right.
So now she abides by that.
Nice.
And then from there, she understands my schedule. She respects my schedule at that point. So now when I know I'm on seller calls from here to there and whatever, she understands that. She doesn't contact me because she knows, oh, Mike's going to be on seller calls from this time to that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So,
Yeah,
but it was super tough in the beginning. I was
yeah,
like, yo,
yeah. See,
damn, dog, I'm getting pulled in different directions.
yeah, I have them. I just haven't like wrote them. You know what I mean? Like I know at this time I'm doing that, but to write them down, right? Just like I said, when I write something down, it like makes it concrete. It's
Mhm.
gonna help me to like don't deviate whatsoever. You know. So I appreciate that feedback for sure about how you utilizing it, and then even with your girl. Okay, I didn't think of that either. You know, like had that space because it's like she come in and out all the time, so she's like I don't know.
Right.
So yeah, I'm definitely on that, bro. Because but that's one of the things I study high level people, and that's what they do. Time block. Like Elon Musk, even I think his is on a 15-minute scheduled time block. Like
Damn.
that's different, every 15 minutes. So, but it's a ton of productive things I think he's doing. So
Yeah, he's on the move.
yeah, 100%.
Like what I'll do is I'll on Saturdays I'll go over what that week looked like,
Hmm.
and then on Sundays I mark my schedule for the week coming up, depending on what we accomplished the week before that.
Yeah, nice.
If I see somebody on my team needs some work, like we look at KPIs or something, and I see, all right, what's going on here? They didn't really perform too well. Let's dig into that next week. Let me time block an hour to go work with them next week.
Mm.
That way on Sunday, I now look at, okay, what happened the previous week? Here's what I got to go schedule.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I'm definitely at that. For what I want to do is going to require that. So it's about training. Remember that I know I don't want to keep talking about manifestation and stuff like that, but that's you manifesting things that you see. So you got to act like you got it already. Be grateful for what you have already, like it's in the present, and then just releasing it out. So that
Mm,
means if you are not acting as if you this thing right now, it's hard for it to attract. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if a woman want a husband, but she got a car parked taking up the whole driveway. How you leaving room for another person to park their car? You know what I
like
mean?
that.
That
Mhm.
stuff is really, really detailed when it comes to manifestation. It's everything. Like if I'm a billionaire, how can I be sleep all day? But I just got 3 or 4 hours I work. No way. They
Mhm.
don't. You know. That mean I got to put in some late. If I'm gonna sleep in or take naps, from
Mhm.
12 to 10 o'clock at night, I got to be putting in some work on something, you know, and then I'm going to go to sleep. It can't be from 12 to 5, you know, it got to be in a lot of automation. So that's super important. What you're doing has to align what you say that you actually want 100%
Mhm.
in
Yeah,
order
bro.
to come in. So, and that's it, man. I love real estate.
What do you got going on in your business right now? Like, what are you doing in the real estate
Oh
space?
man, I got something dirty dope rolling out. I wanna announce. I kind of teased it yesterday, or it's gonna be happening. One thing we know as entrepreneurs, even with real estate, if you don't have a problem, is what we talking. So it's like when we talking to sellers, we trying to identify the motivation, which translates into the problem that they having for us to actually solve and receive the byproduct, which is an assignment fee or a rental property or whatever the case may be. So what I looked at a lot of people having trouble with when it comes to just starting out, it may be jobs, right? Because everybody can't quit their job. Like I don't like recommend that highly for a ton of reasons, right? But if you still need to hold on to that job while you get this going, I got this package that's going to basically help you get deals on autopilot until you say, yeah, I'm ready. But it's more detailed into education too, right? It's just like, I don't want to never enable, right? Because I know that hurts you more than it definitely hurts you more than it helps you. It's just like if y'all become asking me for money and I continue to give it to you, you'll never know how to do things and be resourceful for yourself. No way. You just think you
So
have
how could you enable somebody in that space?
in the space of real estate.
Yeah, like what would enable somebody?
If you say you come to me, right, and you say, okay, I have these leads, right, and I just want to know how I can get them closed. Or I want to have all these different VAs doing my work. I got the systems to set up. Like I got the dialer, I got all the VAs. I have the list I'm pulling, and I'm basically setting it and forgetting it, right? So if I just tell you that model without doing another legwork, I basically just made your brain not really focus on your business. You ever notice at the time we have a post that someone says, yo, I've been doing this for X amount of months. I have all these systems, these people, this, that, and I have no deals. Because they have literally switched their brain off from their business. They just thought by putting systems in place that they're automatically gonna run and you'll do stuff. That's enabling. So if I come to the point I say, no, get the VA, have a system in place that somebody is training that VA, did you know that you're getting training from it? They give you reports. You having conversations with them all the time, or daily, not all the time, but you having daily conversations with them, as well as when these leads are coming in throughout the week, you are following them up. And if you don't follow them up, you have someone that is following them up, but they are reporting back to you. So you essentially still guiding your business, right? You still inside of because you have a business. You have a job. You can't let it go yet. But if I'm just taking your leads and you saying, oh, it's a double-edged sword now. So if you are working and you just getting leads sent over to somebody to JV, perfect. That's perfectly fine. But that's not enabling you. You are working towards a goal. You don't want to continue to JV unless you do want to continue to JV, right?
Mhm.
So it's about always come back down to the person. That's kind of how I look at it. If the person is at the point of how far they want to go, right? So if I want to work my 9 to 5, but I want an extra $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month, I can do that 1%. Just do what I'm saying and don't even worry about it for a few months because my job is taken care of me. But if you want to excel away from your business, you have to be in that business. So how can I not enable you? Just give your system in place, but make you still be accountable with that team that I put in place for you, not a sit it and forget it type situation. That's kind of what I mean by it.
You're forcing somebody to take action pretty much.
Yeah, take action to be accountable for your team that you put in place, not just give me money, right? If that's of course okay, you give me money, just taking care of the things I want to take care of. But how am I serving you? That's how I think. Like anything I want to do, is going to over deliver from what you're giving me, 100% and everything.
Bro, yeah, I see that a lot. I see that a lot of investors, right? They'll
Mhm.
go hire some VA company or something that says they're an all-in type of package where you give them 5 grand a month or something. They're just going to generate leads for you.
Yeah, and how long you gonna keep giving somebody 5,000 with no deal?
Right. And then what ends up happening is they neglect what the actual goal is. The
Yeah,
goal is to freaking help these sellers out and get contracts. So
100%.
they're in their mind, they're like, hey, let me keep throwing this 5 grand in. The leads will come in and then I'll make money off of the leads.
Yep. Let me put this thing. I think my thing gonna go dead, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. So yeah, that's it, man. It's more deeper than that though. It really is. I'm trying to, and then I also one thing I can speak about as well is this. I'm be getting people funding. My goal, bro, is like I always look at it like the plug a hole. That's it. So I know people need funding. Everybody talking about transactional funding and things like that. But what about you building wealth, right? Wholesaling is a cash way to get money quick, right? But that's gonna equal the taxes, and it's gonna equal to you just having liquid money. What you doing with that money, right? That comes in the financial literacy part. But if you want to get to a point where now you want to take down deals, you want to have your portfolio built. You don't always want to rap. Like I love raps because I like being creative, and I know in any market if it's a deal and I can rap it, I don't have to have on. I don't have to be a landlord in that market, but I can still get cash flow like a landlord. So I like raps creatively and doing stuff. So my goal is to now have you get your deal or send the lead in. I can call a lead. I can do whatever. Whoever can call a lead, lock it up. Okay, what you want? You want the buyer or you want to buy it? So if you want to buy it, okay, I have funding for you. You know, different funders that'll fund your deal, transactional funding, or actually take down the deal. So it's gonna be a whole like ecosystem just based around real estate and funding as well as education inside of that. I'm gonna put like an educate because that's my goal too is to educate, not just have you send stuff in or things like that. It's part of my thing not wanting to enable you. I want to make an impact. That's the centerpiece of everything I'm doing. How can you make an impact? Excuse me. How can you impact someone without education? You know, that's the being informed. So it's gonna always be a part of that inside of it.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah.
When did you go full time into real estate?
I think honestly, like even when I was like having a job, I was full time. Like that's how I think.
Yeah.
100%. See, the thing that I do, I was literally like program. Like it not like coding, but you can program this machine and it just do and I just quality or whatever. So
Mhm.
while I'm there, and I made sure I'm from at night. So while I'm at night, I'm literally chilling and I can rest and everything. I don't want to talk. I hope they ain't watching this, you know. But you know what I mean? What I was doing with the job, but it's literally I don't have to do nothing. It's 70 grand just for that. You know what I mean? So it's like, why I want to just do that? And this is why I
So
say,
you're still doing that right now?
yeah, I still be doing it. Only reason why I didn't transform from I got a guy, and I took Steve Train's advice too. That's another person that I watched that helped me throughout this journey. He said one thing he wouldn't have done when he first started is remove himself from the job, and he gave his reason why. But I get it because
Why?
credit, like credit, right? Imagine you ever notice if you don't have, you can have anything going on. At some point, the person say no, your DTIs, whatever, or they give you a high interest rate when you're an entrepreneur. But if you can have a part-time job, part-time, and if you consistent on that job for say a year or two or whatever, they give you whatever at a better rate. So my thing is to take, and I have someone, Brandon, one of the sub two guys, good dude. He is doing all the business profile for me. Like everybody talking about these other companies and stuff. He doing the same thing and really deep scaling it, you know. So, but he was like, "Yo, you want to utilize that because there's a PG. It's called personal guarantee, right? That you have to have when even when I buy cards in business name, they want to have that first. Then they won't worry about it. But
Mhm.
it's the interest rate. It's the more money you're gonna pay, right? So
Yeah.
it's me exhausting it, taking credit, buying houses with it, and then leaving it, you know, because that's the thing is pulling away from it, and then just move. Because my real estate eclipses it 100%, like monthly from a yearly salary. So
Mhm.
it ain't that, but it's like it's no taxing on my body. It's nothing, and I don't. I'm only in there 4 months out of the year, 3 to 4 months out of the year. So that's
That's life.
yeah, that's why I'm able to go everywhere I want to go at, you know. So it don't hurt to be there. If it was something else, 100% I'd be out of there way quicker.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. The reason why I asked is because my partner is not in a similar situation, but a similar situation. He's in the similar situation in the sense that he is doing something else as well, his W-2. But unlike yours, his is full time. Like it's taxing on his mind and body.
Yeah,
And I'm like, bro, how the heck do we get you out of here?
yeah.
Like,
One way I would is I don't know the positions he's in, but and what he has going on basically, if that makes sense. Like if you have a wife, a kids, family, college, all this stuff, you can't just leave that immediately because it's
mhm,
with real estate. It's a snowball. What happens in May gonna do something in June, right?
facts, yeah.
So think like that instead of head to set up. That's what I would say. That's my thing of getting them out. Like with me, it's literally the same thing. Like I don't be there, so it's like I don't have it. literally. And
Yeah, you're in kind of a different situation.
yeah,
What I was saying to him, I'm like, it's a mindset thing.
100%, 100%.
Because what we were talking about, right? And he's like once we're secure, I'm like, dude, what does secure mean? Like you're never gonna be secure. This is business, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, matter
Yeah,
of fact, you're not secure at your job. They could boot you tomorrow.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just a mindset thing, and it's not going to come from a sense of security. It's going to come from a sense of um, faith, like a leap of faith.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think if I was in that situation, I wouldn't. You know, it truly wouldn't. Only reason why, because I was literally out of there before getting talked about all the stuff I just said about credit, like pull it out and make that be like utilize it to buy properties and all of that. Logan, another person, is in sub two. We had the same conversation at the mastermind. He like, bro, trust me. He told me the same thing. You know what I mean? I was been already like on doing great, you know. So it's like, bro, I don't even know why I'm whatever. And he gave me a ton of reasons too. So it's like, okay, now it's a timeline, you know, there's a timeline to it. I was literally doing stuff, and while I'm there, I'm doing real estate. I'm studying, I'm educating myself. So it's different. It truly is. And then when I come home, I do stuff the whole time. May take a little nap, and I'm back right at it, like right here, you know. So it's
Yeah.
totally different. Yeah, it's totally different. But if it wasn't, I 100%, and it's about the responsibilities you have and what you just said. Security is no such thing, and it's about your level of what you want. That's basically what it comes down to. Like, I can't get what I want to get inside of there. That's what it be like leaving. But this the key too. I'm grateful for it. Literally, I'm grateful for that still, because if I wasn't, I can't even draw this other stuff to me. 100%. You know. So I appreciate it, and I do excellent while I'm there. I'm not gonna slouch and be like, oh yeah, I got this, why I only, you know, and I act like I don't need it or whatever. I'm grateful for it. It's still beneficial, even though I do literally the checks and stuff come down and even do nothing with it. You know what I mean? Because of this stuff, right? So it's like, okay, how can I, or now that I'm transitioning, when do you do it? So now I see that part. That part is there. And it's just about me working closely, pulling everything out. Because literally, I'm going to take this stuff and just buy houses with it, just with this lines of credit and stuff. That's the whole goal. It's another sub-2 student we talked. I told her the same thing. Like, utilize it. And she get it. She been doing it already. You know, in this, it's on autopilot. So now I'm going to take your stuff and now make me millions of dollars in real estate, basically from just this. And when they say, okay, that's enough, okay, perfect, I'm good. You
Yo,
know,
that's genius though. Like I'm jealous that I don't have my for that.
you utilize it, bro. Because one thing about it, this world is set up. If we understand the United States, we understand it's set up from the entrepreneur standpoint. The wealthy put these ideas in your head to make them more wealthier, literally. So they want you to work. They want you to do all these things because they are the one that's creating those jobs for you to work. So that's why they created this American dream as a house, picket fence, work, retire, stocks. I mean, with a 401k, you're good. Why they do none of that, right? They do none of that. So they painted that picture. So we're like, oh man, that's the trick. That's the American trap, actually. That you just doing that for entrepreneur state of mind. Like as a one that want to be that wealthy, then we understand, no, that's a trap. That job is like a dream killer. You know what I mean? So it's about leveraging your job. Leverage it for the credit. Leverage it for the money it can give you to pour into your systems of real estate in order to you to put people in place. Like you can hire people from your job to help you get out of there quicker. You can hire extra VA. You can buy more lists. You can buy PPC leads from your wage. So now this is going to eventually eclipse your wage. Okay, now I'm done. That's how you get out of it. If that's your goal to get out of it. Some people don't want to get out of it, or they're scared. You know, it's a fear thing.
So do you think like a lot of people will say what you just said, they want us to work a 9 to 5. They want us to paint the American dream like that. Like
mm-hmm.
they, I guess who we're saying they is probably the wealthy, right? or the
100%.
higher ups,
The
the higher
1%.
ups, whatever. So, do you think that it really is some they that's doing that, or do you think it's more the regular person, like their sense of security and their sense of comfortability, that is really what portrays out everywhere else?
I think it's both, right? Because everybody don't want everything. That's why you can't just like how I'm saying, yo, I want to impact the world. I didn't say I want to change it. I never said that
Mhm.
because changing it mean I want you to conform to my way of thought, my way of doing stuff. I want to impact you to do what you want to do, right? So if a person want to work, that's perfectly fine. That's their American dream, you know. You know, at one point as a kid, that's like I said earlier, that's all I wanted. As you kept growing to certain stages, once I got past the idea with the lady, the little girlfriend I was giving candy to, and then okay, we just like in the high school sweetheart or whatever, and then you seeing yourself with that person, but not married, but as you grow, you kept going through the different stages of just thought. So some people, that's what they want. Like that's it's and coming from my family, African, the black family, a lot of times when you didn't have, right, and you get it at that point, you know, I don't really want to risk it no more. I'm comfortable now because I know where I come from. Me, my thought has always been different. It's just always been different. No matter where I was at, I always seen something different, you know. So for me, it's more so of utilizing and leveraging that because understand I didn't have real estate. Like it's so crazy, bro. I was just thinking about it today. I was thinking of people's trajectories of the other influencers been in like 5, 6 years and to know where they at now and know where they was at then. Literally, someone was bankrupt, like bankrupt and dead everything, bro. And now 5 years later, you see where he at due to real estate and other ventures. I'm literally like what 2 years in, I think. I think something like that. I know it wasn't 2019. The pandemic is really when I just consistently done it, right?
Mhm.
Before then, I was, I've been an entrepreneur, so I had businesses like, other stuff, ventures and stuff. But when I literally 2 years, bro, so it's like imagine this other phase and everything that I know, all the people I've got in contact with, So my thing is being more. So I know this job ain't it, right? It's tired. Like literally sometimes, bro, I have to go back to gratitude, right? I can be there, but like, man, I can be just doing this. But what I'm gonna be doing at home right now? I'm gonna be resting or just chilling with my wife, whatever. I can just be sitting here and listening to something, reading something, or I'll be asleep. So, but eventually it's about now it's become more of freedom. That's what I'm chasing out there too. Freedom and the impact. Cause now the crazy part, this was gonna be like a small type of contradiction, right? I just said freedom. But once I leave the job, what I'm gonna do once all of this is in motion, it's way more time consuming now. It's way more responsibility. You know what I mean? For all the stuff I have. So it's gonna basically snowball into something else until I get to another level to where it's like, okay, that level right there, the one that I'm literally picturing right now, that's when I'm just calm and everything is automated and everybody is in these positions of like where they want to be and the businesses is doing what they're doing is other verticals I've created within this one thing, So that's one thing that I seen from when I went to that 10X conference is watching how Grant and his people are, and these people I'm around. They give you a whole nother level of just like clarity on certain stuff, you know. It's even the rise of I might have to talk about that offline. So, yeah. Oh, but I had to call you with that one, bro.
Talk about the 10x thing though, really quick.
Oh man, to 10X, one thing Grant has done, and I've been following, a track. Like I say, you a track. I looked over there because I have his courses and his book, 10X Rule. But
Mhm.
it's literally, bro, to remember his space from where he come from as up to now. Because remember, now, even though I didn't know what wholesaling is, when I found Mark Whitten and all that, I was interested. So I used to see them, but I never knew what this stuff was. That Grant didn't talk about no wholesaling. Mark Whitten put me on all of this real estate stuff for real. So, but with Grant, to know where he come from, the sale aspect, to come from his reasons why he got into multifamily, to all these different businesses that he have, we understand the importance of collaboration. 100%. We understand that because it's my thing is I would rather have a slice of a watermelon than a whole grape. That slice of watermelon is bigger than that grape all day. So when I went to the 10X, you seen people that's not even in the real estate, right? For an example, there's a guy that made $1.125 billion last year from gyms. That's it. It's all his gym, right? You have Timmy Furtada, the owner of the Houston Rockets, talk about all these businesses he had with no debt. But how did he start this though? Credit cards. How did he get credit cards? Through working with his dad, a job, leveraging it. So that's why I be telling people when they talk about, yo, I just want to leave. It's like, no, just leverage it, then go, right? Take everything from it, then move. And I think it's some type of, I don't know. I think truly, and I'm gonna get back on this, but I have to say this. I think truly is sometimes people see other people's success or other people's route and think that's the route they have to take, or they be kind of embarrassed to say they have a job. That's weird to me. You know what I mean? They be like, instead of saying I'm off in and on real estate, I'm doing really well on real estate, which is could be the case, but you also have a W-2. It's like the W-2 is a downgrade. It's actually, you can do it if you know your taxes, right? And this ain't a tax thing, but you can write stuff off with the job too. So it's funny. It's a mindset thing, like truly. So when I was at 10X, man, you get in that room. I met a guy from that's in multifamily, right? Because that's the space I'm getting into. He connected with his other husband and wife team, and they are done deals with Grant. Visualization, manifestation, prayer, all that faith stuff, it comes into play, and that's what I was attracting at. Got in the room. Carlos Salguero, the one that be with Keston, the one that invited me, right? So I was talking to him and texting back from him, didn't even realize what level of person this is, you know? So manifestation, that's all it is. So that 10X, bro, put me in a room with people to inspire. It was nothing about nothing that weekend, but more the inspiration and networking. It wasn't nothing educational, except some of it, right? Some of the talks, even being in there with the ex-president, that was different. I don't care about politics, bro. Forget the politics. Outside of that, we understand Trump to be one of the best, most successful real estate moguls in the United States ever in the world, right? But his politics would made him get in this weird space with people, you know. But to be in that room and feel that energy, that was different.
Can you talk about that really quick?
What the space with Trump?
Yeah, talk about him. What's
Bro,
going on over there?
one thing you get from him is that he is him. That's what we recognize even from presidents, right? Trump, in my opinion, is a gangster and on a certain level. He got that New York type of mentality. You know what I mean? And you can hear it during his presidency. You can hear it during his speeches. He even said in the interviews when he using the word rats. I've never heard a president say rat, and we call it a person that's. I've never heard it. You know what I mean? So when he on stage, you hear not the political side. You just hear his different stance on things. It was education, and you can still hear the gangster in it though. Like for example, he was talking about the unions, right? He said the unions, is controlled by the mobs and stuff. So we know the mob to be illegal, right? So how would you, as a president, you knowing this stuff, but you ain't doing certain things because it's a part of a system, which we won't even get into, right? That's none of my business. But to hear him speak about certain things and talk about real estate and how you can how he's maneuvered it and all of that, that was something to see, something to witness. I know it was gonna be crazy for Grant. A lot of people canceled. Like 3 people canceled due to Trump coming. But to be in a room with any president, I think, is an experience and be that close. I knew something was up because when you walked through, there was Secret Service patting us down. I said, "Whoa, it's the Secret Service." It's not. You can't hire the Secret Service. President Trump that first day. So, yeah. So I could share the video, which I hope I think I got the recording, but I'll let you see it. I actually bought it because I want to show people what I experienced, and just like, hey, here you go. And just my family, people like that, they open their mind up, you know. Even got my sister doing The Secret and stuff like that. Because it's important. I want to empower you.
bro.
Yeah, that's it. So it was deep, bro. If anybody, I recommend that. If you notice, and I'm gonna leave it at this, Pace and Jamil went 3 years ago. When did their trajectory start? That'll tell you, you know.
Nah, it's a big fact, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I didn't go. I'm definitely going next year.
Yeah, man, it's experience. I think I go back. I took the stages because my goal is to be on. I told Pacer like, yo, in 2 years I'm gonna be speaking on your stage. Probably even quicker than that, but 2 years most definitely I'll be speaking on your stage.
Yes, sir.
The goal is to get it out. How do you reach billions of people? Other people, their stages, their
On that stage,
100%, bro.
you got that, bro. You heading out to Vegas or what?
Well, yeah, I bought the tickets soon they dropped them, bro. You see that lineup? The lineup,
Yes, sir.
like crazy, you know. So my goal is, bro, is digital real estate. Digital, one of them is digital real estate and NFTs. You know, so if we understand the future and history will give you an indicator of what's going to happen too. Anything you can see in a movie, trust me, they already trying it. So you remember a movie like The Minority Report, that Bruce Willis movie when he was just in the house with his younger self was out. That's robots. That's AI. That's all of that. And they got even the thing just announced that Elon Musk saying that you can download your brain in the computers into a robot. That's what they're working on right now. So if they announced it, just like I announced stuff, is already in motion, right? I'm announcing stuff because I'm doing it. It's literally about to be released. So, bro, that's why I went. When I seen crypto, NFT, digital real estate, all of that, see, I want to go. Real estate, we know about. No,
Yeah, it's gonna go crazy.
100%. Then it's like 1,000 sub two students. That's 1,000. That's a sub two event.
Family reunion, dog.
Yeah, that's a sub two convention, man. That's it. So it's gonna be dope, man. I'm excited. I'm even bring my wife out there for that energy too, to even feel that, you know, to see what you know, who we are. You know, what she knows, she see the stuff I do day to day, and but that's why I took it to the 10x thing, cause it's a trajectory. So who you want
Was
to?
that her first event like that?
Yeah, everything else I'll be by myself. Like I just roll out because it's really, because I think this may be the last one I take it with too because it's more bigger. Other things I go because I move different, you know.
Because my shorty's going. This is her first event too.
Yeah,
This summer,
yeah, that's
and I
gonna be.
told her. This is funny that we're talking about it. I told her this morning. I'm like, yo, you know, once you get into these rooms, you're gonna come back on Monday and be like, all right, I'm quitting my job.
Right. It had my wife, bro. She was like, "Man, you." She said, you can't." She said, "There's no way that you can go to this event and come back the same." I said, "It's you 100%. It's too much energy. You know what I mean? And it's too much to make you think different. You know. So it's a ton of stuff. I was revamping while I was there. My mind is always down the road, bro. Like
Did you see a difference in her when she came back from the 10x event? Like who she was as a person?
Yeah. Just not so much in the personality, but in the aspect of the business. There's certain things I'm building out, like being intuitive to it. Like bro, we done attracted more another contract and everything. You know, just from those things, just from that momentum. So yeah, most definitely, you can see it. You see how they are, how she in the tune and all this other stuff. Trying to like real estate is more my thing because she ain't really with all that numbers and that technicality. Like transactional coordinator, 100%. Like I can that 100%. But what I do, no, that ain't it. You know, her thing. She's a by profession, a regional manager of home health. So she manages people, hire them to do stuff for other people. You know, over this whole region. So that's the nurturing part, right? So that's how I'd say she fit within transact coordinating role, but more so just the teaching and the
Fire.
That's what I want to do. So yeah, you're gonna see it definitely different, definitely, you know, because it's gonna be some relaxation, but the people that's gonna be on that stage, bro, is heavy, like heavy. Like you read through their biographies, and some of them I know, but never like being able to tap in. Billie Jean is marketing. Bro, I don't know if you know, I'm trying to, I don't know how long your podcast is, because I get to talking, bro.
Rocking, bro.
But it's the thing that Billie Jean is marketing. He just released all his courses for $31, like all of them. And if you know who that is, that's the guy in Arizona. Well, no, California, right? San Diego. But
Yeah.
he's the one that Jamil markets his marketing off of, right? So he gonna be there speaking about stuff. He retiring from that space. He ain't number 32, and he's basically just doing this Zoom calls that he got still. He do that because he want to keep impacting and helping entrepreneurs and stuff. But bro, he released all of that stuff just for that little fraction of a cost. And one thing you want to, why I say in 2 years I've been on the stage is it ties into marketing too, because it comes into a clothing brand. Even this is a brand, another brand I'm building out. I'm playing with the words right now because if somebody got the LLC, it's Inc.me. It means being the business of you, right? Being the business of you first is
Oh,
important.
that's fire.
Yeah. So that's what I'm building out first is the brands, and that's gonna need marketing. I want to know how to market it right. So it goes back to your question earlier and your point you made about how important it is to pay for stuff, right? Don't cheat yourself to and try to basically think you're just gonna shoot to success just from tucking your hand, trying to keep your hand in your pockets. Really, resources called the reciprocal thing that comes from giving is you get it back. You get more actually. So when you pay and do stuff, it's for yourself. So
You gotta put some skin in the game, dog.
100%, 100%, man. So
So,
yeah.
bro, what are your plans? Where are you going with everything, dog? Like, where should we see you in the next 6 months when we have you back on the pod?
6 months, you're gonna see a company that's built up. That's basically with on its way to being a Fortune 500. That's the goal at this one company, bro. It's gonna deal with funding. It's gonna deal with me having these kids really motivated to not step off of that porch into them gangs, to eradicate. One of my goals, bro, with this youth enrichment program is to eradicate racism. That's one of the goals with it. Not, I don't say eradicate because people gonna have their own ideologies, right? But my goal is to imagine you have a kid from, say, the south side compared to a kid that's on the upper, the west side, whatever. They never interact because it's a social thing. But if you got a building, say like the Boys and Girls Club, where everybody come from there, they interact, right? It's just the different Boys and Girls Club, sometimes they outgrow it. They get to a certain age, they want to go, it's kind of boring. So how do you keep them engaged? So if I grow up with this person and I come up with, and we've been working on coding together. We've been talking about financial literacy together. You black, I'm white, you Asian, you Mexican, whatever. It's not a thing, oh, I don't know who that person is. Or I'm, shying away from you or thinking, not even it's not racism, it just be classism, right? It just make you think that this person is a certain way because of where they live, right? But you say, oh no, I know Mike. You say, oh no, cool. So it creates a familiarity. So now you have a people that's growing up together, interacting with each other, and really making this thing move at a whole nother beat, a whole nother vibration. That's the reason, one of the reasons with the youth enrichment program. It ain't just for people, for me. That don't make sense because I ain't the only race on this earth, right? So it's about how do you pull them people together and everybody collaborate, know each other, and do the thing that's really the driving force of all this manifestation stuff, all the stuff you're praying for. The principle that's inside of that is love. 100%. If you have no love and nothing, you cannot get the thing that you are actually asking for. 100%. The core thing inside of that is love. That's why I say it's business to me. You have to love yourself. Some people don't love themselves, Like look at me say, man, I'm the thing, not a thing of arrogance or nothing like that. Like, man, I'm like happy, proud of myself, stuff like that. That's not arrogance. That's
I'm
you
him, bro.
that proud of yourself, right? Love you.
Oh, you got it, bro. Because if you don't start with yourself, who are you gonna start with?
100%. Gotta start with you. Say yourself, then your people. That's how I gotta go. Can't be the other way around. I can't pour from an empty cup. 100%. So it's about you first, making sure you in the business of you. Now you can go out and perform at this high level. So that's one of the things. So youth enrichment program, I'm putting in the legwork for that heavy. The business with this, that's with the lending and the real estate tied into it. The virtual assistant companies, that's way more different than just virtual assistant stuff. You know, cause I got a whole plan for them. It ain't just them working for people in the states. It's me getting real estate in all these other places too. That's the thing. So I'm trying to understand their currency and their culture, their laws and stuff like that. So you can make them bosses in their own land, not the work.
Yo, I just did an Instagram post saying the same shit.
Right up.
I want my VAs to be out in their hood popping.
Yeah, straight up, 100%.
Nah, what are you doing? The shit.
Yeah.
I'm cool calling, baby. Get on board.
100%. That's all make y'all landlords where you at. You know what I mean? That's the goal. How do I funnel that with my company? How do it come back to my company? You know, all of that, bro. But that's what the 10X done. It done stuff like that. When you see a person, once again, I'm gonna let you get up off here, bro. I want to hold the thing up. But the brother was making over $1 billion with a company that's in Taiwan. How is he doing that? You know what I mean? That's what made me open up. Okay. So yeah, I hear everybody say, yeah, I got companies in Spain and all this. So how do that work with the economics? That's the next level I'm getting to. So by me attracting those things, I'm gonna meet people that's on that level, 100%. Because I always see the conversations I'm having with them. That's another thing. The thing, and one thing I do, and I didn't say this part earlier, is not only the breathing when I'm expelling out, but I sit and just get myself in the zone and just visualize the people, right? I don't know if this is the right person or not, but I visualize the conversation. You feel it. What words you saying? Brandon Dawson, one of Grant's partners in Cardone Ventures, I think it is. He does that. He say he gets himself in like a deep trance like state, and he just see conversations with people, everything. He's like see it, you know. So that's kind of what I do. You know, I ain't got to the trance part, you know, but to that level, just really being there, that's what I be visualizing. I see myself talking to how you build these companies out, bro. It's so many possibilities, man, and that's why I be like want to share it. I know it's so many stuff you can do with this stuff, but not overload yourself. Identify first what you want, who you are. Super important to know who you are. Now that's going to lead to whatever the thing that you want.
Well, bro, Chad, I think that's one of your biggest superpowers is just being super authentic.
Yeah, yeah. I think that I think too, bro, and I appreciate that perspective because that's what I kind of pride on. Like, yo, I'm from Statesville. I'm not from Charlotte. Like, that's a weird thing. People say Charlotte when they really from Statesville because Charlotte is the big city. I never wanted to live in Charlotte. I live outside of it, you know. And it's just that, bro. It's my story is a little deeper. You know, it's something I'm trying to package and actually get it out so I can show a trajectory of stuff, you know, and that's one of my next goals too. Within the next 6 months, people know like who is really that person right there, you know, the more so than all this other stuff. What causes that, you know? Because that's why I study people. I study what made him want to be there. And a lot of times it's family inheritances and leg ups and all that, but a lot of times it's grit. And that whole and 100% of the time it's still the grind. Even when they was giving it, they still had the grind. So that's what I want to impart to people, bro. That's part of impact, truly.
Big facts. Well, shit, bro. I appreciate you coming on here, dog. We'll have to reconnect in the 6 months when you got this thing rocking and rolling.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'll be in touch with you too, man. I know we left from the mastermind. We text and stuff, DM and stuff. Then just life, bro. Just went a grind.
I'll see you in a couple weeks. Nah,
Yeah.
shit, a week.
Next week.
Yeah, yo, this shit flew. Yo,
Oh yeah, it's gonna be up.
my months have been going so fast, bro.
Yeah. All right, bro. It's my pleasure. This was dope, bro. I enjoyed this. This is literally my first podcast ever. So I appreciate it, man, for the invite, the conversation, everything. I didn't even know it was gonna go this long. I'm looking at the time, bro. We're like an hour in.
It's just what happens when you talk with your homies, bro.
Yeah, 100%, man. I definitely appreciate it. You gave me definitely some insight too, man.
Super
and keep
dope.
going up, man. I'm definitely watching your jumps for sure. Keep going up, man. Yeah.
Well, hey, bro. I'll see you in Vegas, bro. I'm fired up for it.
Nice, man. All right, check you out next week, bro.
Yes, sir.